Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Desiree. Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good today.
Good. Amazing. So, look, the reason I wanted to get you on today is because we're constantly helping clients in our practices. We're constantly hearing other people's IBS stories, as
Yeah.
gruesome and graphic as they are. And we see a lot of suffering in our shared support group. And I thought it was really important for us to sort of get a view on how you came to this situation, how you came to help people with IBS, and what yourself, what you had been going through that brought you to this point.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Good, thank you. Thank you
I'm
so much
happy
for
to
sharing.
share that, but at the same time, I guess it kind of feels uncomfortable, but that's okay. I can go with that.
Okay. So, when would you say everything sort of started with you? When did you start to feel digestive upset?
Well, this is why it's a bit uncomfortable, because I'd have to say that this is probably almost like an embarrassing secret for me,
Hmm.
because I'd already been a naturopath for about 10 years. Yeah, I know how to look after my health, and that's what had been happening. And I'd given birth to my first child, and everything was fine. Gave birth to my second child, and this is where the issue started. So really, this was all about 6 years ago now. Actually, maybe more like 7 years ago.
Hmm.
So I'd never really experienced illness before this. Everything had been going well, and then suddenly I was just huge. I mean, I was so bloated. I felt like my stomach was sitting on my knees.
Oh.
And this is why I find it embarrassing, is that actually be sitting with clients feeling like I was still pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
I was bulging out of my uniform that I wear with my clinic name on it. And I was making all sorts of noises. So people would be talking to me about their digestion, and I'd be rumbling along in sympathy.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard to hide something like that. And yeah, it wasn't a good time.
Oh boy. Was it affecting other parts of your life?
I remember my daughter. I I bent down because I was changing the baby's nappy, and my daughter said, "Oh, mummy, what is that smell?" And of course, I was passing gas. I mean, I was so uncomfortable.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, yes, this baby's really smelly." Blaming it on the baby, but actually, this was happening to me all the time. It didn't matter where I was. I was really smelly, really gassy. I was having to dash off to the toilet. And actually, I didn't know if I was passing gas or having loose bowel movements.
Oh my
I had a
gosh.
baby in my arms and had a little one in tow, and having to experience all this on the toilet. You can't put the baby down.
No.
There's nowhere to put them. You're
Yeah.
kind of holding on to them and experiencing cramping. It was a really horrible time, actually.
That sounds so
And
difficult.
yeah, I mean, it was affecting things in that way, but mood-wise as well. It was affecting my confidence, because people were saying to me, "Oh, you still look pregnant." My close friends were saying, "You still look pregnant," and that's how I felt as well. I felt enormous.
Oh my
So
gosh.
confidence, I'd say, and literally affecting me physically, because trying to take two children to the toilet was hard work.
Yeah, I know that feeling. And what did you do about the situation?
Well, the funny thing is, being a naturopath, I knew exactly how to help myself. The difficulty for me, I think, was in how to implement it when I knew how to help myself, but I didn't know how to really get going. That's the thing.
Hmm.
So actually what I did was set up a support group. I felt like I listened to clients all the time tell me their issues.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I couldn't share my issues.
Hmm.
So I set up a support group within the local community, and I was able to guide people, but I was able to get them also in a way helping me, because we were all going through it together. I was saying, right, now we're going to experience this. We were looking at things like diet and supplementation and herbs, and together we all really started to improve. It was one of those things that I felt like I couldn't do it on my own. But as my group, my kind of tribe, I'd call it, it was great. We were sharing things together and messaging each other. And that's actually when I realised the power of a really good team.
That is amazing. That is so fascinating, that you had to seek someone else's help when you were the helper. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's because you feel like you can't ask anybody. I actually didn't know who to turn to because I knew what to do, and it was just having that support, I think.
Amazing. So when you saw that you put all of those measures in place and that you were able to help yourself and finally relieve some of those terrible symptoms, how did things change for you? What happened with your children? What happened at home? What happened with your body confidence?
I think the main thing was that just being able to sit within clinic with clients and not make awful noises and not feel so bloated all the time. I mean, that was huge because I was really embarrassed by all of that.
Yes.
So, yeah, things improved that way. And also just the time aspect of not having to dash off to the toilet with 2 children. That takes time.
Yes.
So it freed things up that way. I mean, that is a huge relief. And also, when my bloated belly finally went down and those smells went, and you're able to put your dress back on, and it's that first time that you go out, isn't it? You've had your baby, you don't want to leave them, and I had gone out and I just felt so uncomfortable all night that I didn't enjoy myself. But that time that I was able to go out, had a nice dress on, did my hair, and I felt good.
Beautiful.
It makes a big difference.
I love that. And so, if you hadn't taken measures at the time, if you hadn't found the support group, if things would have continued to go down that road of a bloated belly, gas, stinkiness, non-body confidence, what would life have been like?
It's a difficult one because actually I do see other people at that stage, so I know what things could have been like. But for me, I found that I was stopping going places. And I think that just would have continued. I think my world would have got smaller. Like, when you go to mums groups.
Yes.
Well, of course, bending down and tending to the baby, that's what was triggering me. And so I was stopping going. I was making excuses. So, yeah, I think for me, if I hadn't done all of those things, my world would have become very small.
Wow. Amazing. I'm so glad that you were able to find relief. That's really incredible. And know how to help yourself.
I feel quite emotional.
Yeah, it is an emotional journey.
That was a really difficult time, but yeah, I feel like I'm out the other end.
Amazing, incredible.
I mean, this is going back a good 6 years now, so yeah, it's been a relief.
Wonderful. So thank you so much for sharing. I really think that your story will help people relate and help people understand that healing with IBS is in fact a possibility, contrary to popular belief.
Absolutely. Yeah. We see it every day, but also we've experienced it, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gabi. Take care.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.